All right, welcome into the round pen with Bonnie here and her Aunt Susie over there. So today I'm going to attempt to lay this little filly down, and as I'm getting her ready, I want to explain something that I always explain whenever I do one of these lay down videos. I'm not teaching her to lay down, because every time I put one of these videos up, I'll get several comments like, well, you should do it where you teach them to put their foot up, then you teach them to kneel down, you teach it step by step. And I understand what they're saying. That's how you would teach a horse to lay down, just like you would teach a horse to count to 5 by stomping its foot, or, you know, any other trick, okay? That's not what I'm doing. I'm not trying to teach her a trick. What I'm trying to do, or hoping to do, is to lay her down and not really force her, but in a way, put pressure on her to lay down so that she can deal with some fear. Okay, and that's what this is about. It's not about me teaching her. Now, what I have already done is I have already taken some time and had her hobble one foot, both front feet. I have roped each of her back feet and worked with those. So she understands this. I've hobbled her front feet, so she's used to it. So you can see she's not fighting me, she's doing well. Okay, good. But I haven't tried to ask her to lay down. And I don't do this with every horse. I do not plan on doing this with the gray filly, because I don't think she needs it. And also there's for me, a kind of rule of thumb: the more difficult they are to lay down, the more they need it. The easier they go down, the less they need it. That's just my thinking on it. So, okay. All right, let me get this foot up here. And this is a really soft cotton rope that I'm using, so it won't cause her any discomfort. And what I'm about to do here involves zero physical pain. There's nothing I'm doing here that's going to physically hurt her. Okay, it's going to involve quite a bit of emotional stress, which is the point. That's the whole deal. That I'm going to stress her out a lot, because she needs to learn to handle the stress. So I'm going to start asking her, and I'll probably end up moving this rope to between her legs, but for now let's put it right here. I'm going to start asking her to give to that and to go down on her knee. And if she starts to release and go down on her knee, then I'll release the pressure. Right there. So she started to, and then I'll put it back. And she has no idea what we're doing here. She's totally confused. She'll figure it out. There, her knee went down, so I took the pressure off, and she hopped right back up, which I thought she would. But she's actually handling this a lot better than I expected. Okay. There. So as soon as she touches her knee to the ground, I take the pressure off of both ropes. Right there. And then I want her to make a choice to lay down. Okay. Okay. It's not uncommon for me to end up with rope burns. There we go. All right. Susie's gonna man the camera for us here so we can stay with her. She's actually coming around pretty nicely. So I hope you can see what we're doing here. It's teaching this horse to deal with extreme stress. For a prey animal, the scariest thing that they could imagine would be laying helplessly on the ground with a predator on top of you. They can't hardly think. Give Gus a kick right there, would you, Susie? My dog is right under the fence looking at her like he wants to eat her, so that we don't need that. Speaking of prey. Okay, and she pulled the lead rope out of my hand. It's all right, I'll pick it up again in a second. Okay, all right. I'm going to move the lead rope to between her front legs and see if that'll make her figure this out a little better. But she's not overreacting, not even a little. I mean, I've had horses be 100 times worse as far as leaping into the air and going into severe panic mode. So I'm loosening the ropes, and if she tries to get up, I'm putting a little pressure, but I'm not pulling very hard, see? She's thinking about it. She's thinking about laying down. There you go, baby. Okay. And it's pretty common for them to go down and then jump right back up, at least in the beginning. So she may do that as well. That's all right. He's not too bad. And she pulled the lead rope out of my hand again. Okay, so she's resisting this quite a bit. And as I said in the beginning, the harder they resist, the more they need it. Because this mare, I should say filly, she's pretty tough-minded. Meaning she doesn't give easy. And this isn't going to take away her personality. It's not going to keep her from being a strong-minded horse. It's going to make her a lot better strong-minded horse. And strong-minded horses frequently become the best horses in the long run because they won't quit on you. And they'll focus on their job and all kinds of things. So there's a lot of good, okay, from a strong-minded horse. Okay, let's see if she's going to stay down or if she's going to hop back up. Love that. Love that. Okay, Susie, why don't you lock the camera down and kind of zoom in on where you've got just about her body in the frame. Zooms on the top of the camera there. And then come on in. This is where your part comes in. Be a little easy with that gate. Okay. All right. So, Susie, all I want you to do right now is start walking. Since she's against the fence, we can't do a full circle. I want you to walk an arc around her about 10 feet away from her. Just walk around like you're on a Sunday stroll. Okay? Did you see how she reacted to that? Because she's a prey animal and you're a predator up above her. And then turn toward her, and as you're doing this, gradually make your arc about a foot smaller every time you do it. Good. Oh, I like that a lot. She just laid down. I let the pressure off her head. Good. Just keep walking along there. So I hope y'all can see what we're doing here. We're helping her to be okay with humans when she's in a helpless situation. That's all right. Just keep doing it. You might stay at that same distance a couple of times, and let's see if she can stay down while you walk by at that distance. Okay, so from right there, I want you to just lay over her where your hands are over here by her feet, and just put all your weight on her. And just lay there for a little bit. Okay? And see if you can push her head back down with your hand. There. If you want to, you can reach your right hand up and cover her eye. Okay? And that should keep her head down. There, now just rub on her belly, all those vulnerable places where the mountain lions would open her up, which would be her jugular vein and her intestines.
She does think I'm heavy.
Well, whatever. No, she's fine. She's fine. That's really nice. And you know, I've heard of horses that just one time transformed their nervous system. I've never seen it work quite that dramatically, but it always helps. It always makes them just at least a little bit calmer, a little bit less spooky, which she's made huge progress in the 2 weeks she's been here on the spookiness. If you remember the first day when I just kind of made a noise with my mouth, she jumped away. And now I can flop plastic bags all over her, you know, she's flags, all that kind of stuff. She doesn't get bothered. So she's come a long way. Beautiful. Okay, now I want you to go ahead and put your feet up where her tail are and just put your whole body long ways. And if anything happens, you just roll off and keep rolling, which would be to your right. Okay, if she tries to jump up or something, just roll off and keep rolling. You know, stop, drop, and roll kind of thing. There you go.
I really do think she is like, I can't breathe, you're my head off.
No, you're not stopping her from breathing. This horse is really strong. It has been many years since I've trained a horse as strong as this one. Go ahead and put your hand on her head, so try to ask her to keep that head down. There you go. There you go. And just kind of cross your legs and think about what you're going to cook for dinner tonight. Think about how this is the most exciting horse ride you've ever had.
Different than anyone I've ever done.
Yeah, you've never done this before, have you? And then you want to try to get as relaxed as possible. How much tension can you take out of your body to help her take tension out of her body? I think a horse is ready to ride, at least for the way I do it, when I can't scare her. Okay? You know, when I can, all the stuff that I do, me and my saddle and my feet and my reins, when none of that scares her, she's ready to ride. Okay? Until that time, you can steal a ride on horses, and a lot of people who are much better riders than me can do that. Okay? You know, they're real sticky, and so horse bucks or spooks or bolts, they'll stay with them. With me, it's about 30-70 that 70% chance I won't. Kind of depends on the motion, okay? So, because of that, and because almost all of my clients want a horse that's about half asleep when they get on them, okay, including this one's owner, because we want a horse that's not scared of stuff, so I try to get all of that worked out. See, that's pretty good right there. She raised her head just a little. But the first time I did that 2 weeks ago, she jumped about 3 feet away from me. Okay. So she's almost there.